Yes, you're tired.
I'm getting.
Yeah.
When I used to play your campaign, Ted, I would always wake and bake and play, even though I had to like go to work afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
What
mean,
time did
it's
you
not
play
like
that?
it's not like it's my first rodeo. I don't really
You're
get
doing
burnt
that.
out anymore. You know,
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll be fine.
All right. We're streaming. It appears to be working. I like to see that. It's
Nice.
positive. All right. So last week, where were we last week? We were. I believe we ended. Hold on. So many fucking windows. You guys ended after the caterpillar fight? After you killed those beautiful butterflies? Then you made a camp near the graves or where the bodies of your slain beautiful forest creatures were. I took a long rest, continued along the trail, started smelling some strange musky scents. Arrived at a crossroads in the early, I guess it was late morning, maybe early afternoon. The DM's a bit hazy on the details. As you arrived at the crossroads, two human travelers approached, singing a song in a strange language, which happens to be French, but it's a strange language in D&D. How about that?
Foreign to me.
The travelers introduced themselves as the emissaries from the caravan of a people known as the Lapin. And you guys were pretty friendly with them, since this is kind of your mission to find out about this caravan coming. And they asked to accompany you guys back towards Hickory Hills, since you guys would definitely know the way and have already just walked this way, and seems to be a larger party is safer together, and that was probably wise considering what happens here in a bit. You guys get to know them a little bit, learn about them as a people like who live deep in the high forest. What was the place called? It's called the Lapin Burrows. It's some 400 miles north of where you were. They suffered a lot from the plague. They've come, this caravan, basically seeking as much ladyberries as they can, as the ladyberries seem to have particularly powerful healing properties for their still plague damaged population, which is small in number. So 137 of these Lapin are on their way to Hickory Hill, and these are the two emissaries in front that are kind of coming with official I don't know, accommodations and what's the word I'm looking for? Correspondence. That they want to meet in person Lord Crust.
What's going on?
Yeah, I hear
Someone's doing plumbing or something.
water pouring.
You can hear that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm rinsing out a kettle. I'm eating myself here.
And then I also heard, was that Doors music or something popping? That was
Something like
interesting.
that.
All right,
Close.
well,
Yeah, that was not me.
They used to open for the doors, and then the doors used to open for them, but it was Jefferson Airplane. It just sounded trippy, like the march. and then these people
Was that-
following these weird
Was
weird
that
people.
White Rabbit with the caterpillar?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
caterpillar mansion.
Yeah.
So as you guys are traveling back with your scouting targets and learning a bit about them and their people, and like I said, something just seemed off about them. They just seem to have a queer look. They're very large humans, I believe, over 6.5 feet tall and well over 300 pounds each. They're big. The big boys. On grand lapin. You guys march through the day with them. They seem to be able to keep up pretty well with you guys on horseback, and you set up camp. You're very careful to pair off the watches with not putting two emissaries together, not putting those guys being the only ones awake, as you fear treachery, or you just being safe, I guess. I don't know. Seems a little...
So they seem very trustworthy, but they're also French, so it's difficult.
Shots fired against the French.
Only a fool would do otherwise.
So late into the night, you guys smell the musky scent again, which one of the emissaries identifies as an ancient enemy monster of the Lapin that has haunted them for millennia deep in the forest, and it is must be following the caravan and then this small party. And while you're learning of all this, that's when the beasts attack, and that's where we find ourselves as these chiens géants. I believe 6 of them have attacked you. You've killed 2, but there's 4 left. At least 4 left. You don't know. There could be more. Depends on how the DM's feeling.
So that sounds right.
So it's been a pretty brutal battle so far. Everyone's pretty beat up. Your newfound friends Jean-Claude and Pierre have been they've been helping. They've been throwing cantrips and spells and doing what they can.
They've been good artillery.
They have not been touched yet, though, as they've kind of stayed in the back just throwing stuff, and you guys have been running around trying to do your thing, trying to go toe-to-toe with these 12-foot tall dogs.
Yeah. Except for Bjorn.
What else are you going to do?
He stayed in the back with the French one.
Yeah, that's what Bjorn's done, and he's untouched at the moment, but I think he's probably getting low on spells.
Yep.
So that's where we find ourselves. Looks like it's round 5, and Gurgleberg, top of the order.
All right. Gurgleberg is going to drink a potion.
Smart.
He's not feeling so well right now. And I think that's basically, I think it was a greater healing potion. That's what I was told, I believe.
It was a good one. Look in your
Potion of greater
inventory.
healing from the Lady Fruit, yeah. So let me mark that as 0. Alright, so that should be 2d4 plus 4, right? Or 44 plus 4.
I think it's 44, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Oh, fucking shit, roll.
Holy shit.
Greater healing potion.
Nice rolls, Gurgleberg.
I know.
All right. The shit tier.
Alright. Well, anyway, that's 9.
Look at it this way. It's not the worst you could have rolled.
Almost.
Pretty close. Yeah, it helped a little bit. But anyways, Gurgleberg is going to run this way. And he's gonna try and head off this one over here. And so that maybe so many can't get to the party at once, and he can at least keep one from jumping on everybody. Because we're all about to get set upon here
Overrun. Yeah.
in a second. So, yeah, so he's gonna use his bonus action to dash and do all that fun stuff and get close to the giant dog.
All right. Bjorn, what do you got?
Bjorn is gonna try to also just kind of holds these changeons 2 and 4 back over here. I'm gonna throw a web spell over there. Over at these 2 doggies. And so they're both gonna make a DC 14 dex save, which they both succeed on. So a whole lot of nothing.
Fuck, dude. God.
Ain't no trapping my dogs.
Yeah. And then I think that's the end of my turn. I'll check and see if there's any benefit still, but
Pierre is gonna
Yeah.
glance around nervously and seeing all of these dogs coming, and he's gonna look over at the 2 and 4 north of him, and how far away are they? Guess it better be
60 feet.
about 50, 60 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, well. He drops a fireball right on him.
nice.
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 Fuck
Double
yeah.
fail. They're going to take full damage, so they're going to get blasted.
He magically conjures up a fireball that erupts right on top of these 2 12-foot tall dogs, and one of them just sizzles and cracks and falls to the ground, burnt and crispy. Like a hot dog. Where are we at here on these dogs? And Pierre's gonna kind of nervously step towards Elisenda and the wizard. Alright, Shenjian 4 is got burnt by the fireball, but he comes bustling towards Copan. Somebody just leave and come back. He takes him with the bite. Oh, it's a 1 as he completely whiffs. Comes with the claws. Another miss. How many attacks do I get? Only 2? Wow.
Only 2?
Wow. Changeon. What is that? 5? Changeon 5? Comes bounding over the shallow stream, and he comes up next to Jean-Claude. And Jean-Claude looks crazed and scared. What you got, Jean-Claude? You got anything here? He might have a shield spell. Hold on. I might as well put it on him because I'm afraid Xianxian 5 is going to hit him no matter what. You know what? He doesn't get a shield spell up. We'll say that. That sucks for Xianxian, doesn't it? Or for Jean-Claude. As Xianxian bites him for 9 damage. And then it attacks him with his claws. Oh. Oh no, Jean-Claude. Another 9 damage. And Jean-Claude is hit for 18 damage, and he's just ripped and bleeding and cut. And everyone roll a perception check. Where's my... Gurgleberg, for a second, as you're out of the side of your eye, kind of watching this Jean 5 attacking Jean-Claude. For a second, you think you see Jean-Claude covered in fur. But it's just out of the corner of your eye, and you could be mistaken, as he's engaged with a giant dog at the moment, and it could have just been the dog, and you're mistaken, doing battle at night in this deep wood.
I'm gonna hold on to that little nugget for later.
Changion 6 is going to come up to you, Gurgleberg, while you're watching that, going, well, that's interesting, but I got more important things to worry about, mainly this bite that just missed me, and then these claws that are coming at my face. Oh, another bad rolls from the DM, which is good for Gurgleberg. Copan. What's
Rusty might be muted.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, you're good.
Copan attacks with his longsword and hits, and he's going to smite at 2nd level.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, fuck. 28, and it doesn't kill him.
smash with
nice roll.
all of your strength that you've garnered over the years of pumping iron in the basement of the inn, but it's not enough to take down this Changion cat.
I bet it's fucking close though.
And then let's see. I have one more bardic inspiration, and I'm going to give it to Elisenda.
Nice. Much obliged.
There you go. And that's my turn. And I think you two other guys have a bardic inspiration still from last time, if I recall correctly.
I do.
Nice.
I'm going to use mine as damage bonus when I cast a damaging spell.
Can't remember if I used mine or not. It says I have it in the combat tracker, but
I'm pretty sure you haven't. I'm pretty sure I remember when we left at the end of the night last time I said to myself, I got to remind them they both have a bardic inspiration. So.
Yep.
I
The
Elisenda's
DM
gonna
thinks
move.
all of that sounds made up.
It is.
maybe some of it.
Check my sheet, dude. There's 3 bardic inspirations marked off.
We're gonna
Oh,
fire
I'm
my
not
bow.
doubting that you gave them out. I'm just doubting that they weren't used. Not enough to
Check the
argue
stream.
the point, though. 'Cause you
Check the stream
probably- you
footage.
kinda need it. I don't think the stream didn't catch to the end of it because it cut out.
Yep. Then it didn't happen.
Which is a likely story from the DM. What'd you do to my dog?
Dead as fuck.
Shot it with my
You
bow.
shot my other dog? God damn.
Let the dogs
So-
out.
Elisenda is gonna use her remaining movement to run off towards this one that Gurgleberg is fighting, but she's gonna shout at Copan, like, that one counts as mine. She, heads off. And that'll be it.
Well, she's still just an elvish babe.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude is going to cast Misty Step and hops over here. And then he casts Firebolt at the Chagnon 5. And he hits him for
Nice.
You burn, baby.
10 damage as a flaming arrow comes out of Jean-Claude's big paw, big hand. Gurgleberg.
Gurgleberg. All right. Gurgleberg is gonna just stand his ground and fight Sean 6. Yeah. Start with the short sword.
I like it because the recording is just like so poor quality and just like it makes it so good.
Hold on a second.
God, you guys are hurting my dogs.
Yeah, we're killing them. Well, they would have killed us if we gave them the
Alright,
chance.
sorry
Fireball
about that.
got dropped.
Yeah, that turned the tides a little.
Fireball helped turn the tide a little bit.
What happened? A hit, I did damage. Alright, I do my bonus action attack. Another hit. Ooh. Alright, well I guess we'll do our key point then and do one more. And but that's a miss. But I still got a couple good hits. Good hits on him. And yeah, stay there. It's my turn.
Bjorn.
All right. So first thing, I'm gonna run up. I guess I can only go about here. I'm gonna move this way, get closer to the rest of the group, because fear. And then the thing that I was planning on doing, I can't do anymore because that dog died. So, I'm gonna toll the dead on this doggy right next to me. Takes a wisdom saving throw, which he succeeds on, so no damage.
Yup.
Man,
Leave
just
my
nothing.
dogs alone.
Yeah. All right.
Pierre is going to kind of stumble away from the Chagnon 5. And he's going to cast a firebolt at him. Hits him for 9 damage.
Nice.
Chagnon 5. He's gonna move towards you, Bjorn.
Yep.
And Jean-Claude. And you do notice that he seems to be tracking towards Jean-Claude more than you. But he does come up, and as he nips at you. Oops.
Yeah,
let's
I
move
feel
him
like
off here.
I'm like a dog toy for him.
He nips at you, and he hits. And he takes a big old bite. A big old 13 hit point chomp. As he's running by, he bites you, and then he comes up and drops the claws on Jean-Claude. And that's a hit. And this time, as the claws hit Jean-Claude, it sort of knocks him back, and you see he's completely bloodied and like torn and like knocked to the ground a bit. And as you're looking at him, and he slowly like turns and kind of gets back up, all outside of his actions because it's a cinematic sequence.
Hell yeah.
Is it loading?
It's loading.
Send it back.
Give it a minute. Give it a minute. It's loading. Loading times. As he turns around and kind of dusts himself up and stands up, he is no longer the Jean-Claude that you knew when he fell. He is now a giant rabbit in the same clothing that he was wearing.
Oh shit. To be honest,
Yeah.
looks pretty fucking badass. Also, yeah.
Lapin is just French for rabbit.
Lapin is French for rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Probably
there
should've
the whole
got that.
time. You would have known it
Yeah.
if you knew French, which I thought Scott might. I was a little
I
concerned.
did. I was muted when yeah. I did make the comment, but I was muted.
I knew you're a Europe boy, so I'm like, Scott might get it. But I'm like, all right, well, whatever. It's like a 4-step reveal. The old famous
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin 4-step reveal. Anyway, that is the Chien Géant 5's turn, as your friends are obviously not humans. They are giant rabbits.
Nice.
And, of course, what would be the ancient enemies of giant rabbits? But
Giant dogs.
giant dogs. As a giant dog swings at you, Gurgleberg. That's a hit.
Uh-oh.
Blasting.
Shield. Kidding.
And then he comes with the claws.
Oh, no.
Oh, but it's a 1. It's an automatic. Jeez. Come on. Copan.
It's close. Real close.
Oh, yeah, my
Copan.
rabbit picture is AI generated.
I mean, it's pretty fucking sweet. Like,
Good one though. Yeah.
yeah.
Some serious Redwall vibes.
Copan is going to. What's he going to do? He's going to. Well, he's got a big rabbit tank there now, so that's good. So I guess he's going to roll up. He's going to use his movement. He's going to chuck a javelin at the Jean. That's a fucking miss. Well, that sucks. And that's all he's got.
So you run up and you try and throw a javelin at this huge beast and you miss, and you're kind of like, ugh. You look around to make sure no one saw.
I saw it. I watched. Don't worry, I missed too. It's
Is that you, Copan? Are you done?
I'm done.
All right.
Elisenda.
Elisenda.
All right, Elisanda's gonna run up shouting, "Oh no, I'm here to help you, Gurgleberg!" And she's gonna take a swing at the giant dog with her big ass sword. She's gonna hit.
Sweet.
And do an average amount of damage. And Gurgleberg, remember now that you have advantage on attacking that dog. Yeah. And that'll be it for me.
Seems like you guys are just as like the dogs with your pack tactics.
Yeah. I mean, Oidrag means of the wolf. So
Jean-Claude, the unmasked Lapin, is going to He's gonna attack with his dagger. Twice. Ooh, crits.
Uh-oh. You gonna get him?
As he stabs him a couple times. And he just stands there. He's standing tall against the chien. I shall fight as my brethren before me. For the Warrens.
All right.
Only I don't know how you'd say for the Warrens.
It's in French.
Sur les Warrens.
Yep.
Gurgleberg, top of the order.
Oh, I get advantage on that. So let me roll that again.
Well, you hit anyway.
Yeah, I'll make sure we
But
try.
you want to
we're
get a
trying for-
20, don't you? You min-maxer.
That's right.
Mhm.
Oh, nice roll.
It's you sit at 1 hit point left.
Oof.
That's a 1.
Rough.
Oof.
Um,
Hey, guys.
I'll use the key point, I guess. There we go. Oh, that's a hit. I won't get the killing blow probably, but we'll do some work to him. That's my turn.
Oh yeah.
Bjorn.
Bjorn,
you stand with your new rabbit tank.
Yep. And I am going to see some of the rocks that are over here, and I'm going to catapult them into the John that's up in my business. So DC 14 deck save, which he fails, so he gets knocked right in the head with up to 5-pound rock.
Oh
And
shit.
gets fucking rocked unconscious. He's dead as fuck.
Dang, you hit
I'll
him
mark
with
that 0.
17 points of damage on a rock.
Hell yeah, I did. Rolling hot.
Dang. Throwing rocks at my dogs. That's just
Yeah.
low. It's fucking low.
That's what
man.
they get for being close. He bit me. I don't feel bad
He
about
did
it.
bite you, that's true.
Yep. And then I'm gonna spend all of my movement getting up here, closer to the other doggy, and then I'm gonna end my turn.
Dorothy's going nuts in the background to provide ambience.
Uh-huh.
I
She knows
consider
there's rabbits in here.
giving these dogs some kind of bark attack that would do give you disadvantage like Dorothy does, but
Yeah.
I decided against it at the last moment. I wish I should have done it. Pierre
Like I'm distracted.
What's up?
is gonna move this way. Dorothy, shut up! Shut up! Oh man, now John's singing. It's bad. Anyway, he's gonna throw a firebolt at Changeon 6. And looks like we got a hit. I'm gonna throw a firebolt at Dorothy.
Heard that.
Blast him for 13 damage altogether. Changeon 6 is going to attempt to bite you, Elisenda, with that big sword that hurts. And then Gurgleberg's getting the claws. Oh no! Copan.
Copan is going to use his movement to go all the way up. And he's going to huck a javelin at the dog. That's a hit. Eight points of damage.
This time, Copan doesn't miss and wants everyone to watch his killing blow.
Mhm. Boom.
Got him.
As you hurl the javelin. It strikes the final, or at least what you think is the final Chien Géant, and it falls near the stream, the shore of the shore of the stream, and you find yourselves at the moment out of combat, unless you want to kill the rabbits.
No, the rabbits seem cool. That was a close fight, guys. That was pretty tough.
Yeah, it was.
That was. The dice rolled a little different. That could have
I don't
gone.
know what you guys are talking about. It was only like 2 rounds long. Like,
Right?
took them all.
We just smashed them. It was no big deal.
The first 4 rounds did not go well for you guys. I'll
They-
give you that.
No,
I'll give you that
they went-
story, Scott.
We were rolling pretty terribly the first few.
Not only
It
that,
really
was
turned
just
around.
They were all hitting, like, there were so
Hard.
many of them all hitting at once, kind of.
I got crit. There's all sorts of bad shit going down, dude. It was not. Last week was tenuous. Tonight things went our way. That was nice. That fireball, it was the catalyst. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
as
worried
you
about the
guys are
rabbit
kind
people.
of, you're recovering from the battle. Jean-Claude kind of looks down at himself and kind of finally realizes that he's now been exposed. And he looks up at you guys, and his ears kind of flop down in a funny rabbit sort of way, and he kind of just shrugs and he says, "Well, our secret is revealed."
Rabbits are like the least threatening forest animal, you know? Like, I don't.
I say we've already got a rabbit or not a rabbit, fucking frog in our group.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think Elisenda would be cool with it. She'd be
Hey,
like,
I'm a
man, sometimes people are
murloc,
rabbits.
guys. Don't call me a frog.
yeah.
Wait a second. Here we go. So they, wait, let me show you the other one too. Jean-Claude kind of like shrugs and he says, "Our secret's revealed," and he kind of laughs and kind of eyes you guys warily, like just to see your reactions, and you guys don't seem to be too threatened by rabbits and not put off by it, and Pierre drops his disguise, just so you can see.
Oh shit!
My other
You look so joyful.
AI-generated rabbits. Gotta show it off. That's a fun one, isn't it? Isn't that a fun one?
That is a fun one. I want him to host a show that I want to watch.
I am Pierre Lapin. So they kind of reveal themselves to you and kind of stand curiously looking at you to gauge your reaction to it, and they say, "We apologize for our ruse, but we're in our history we have always been hunted, and people seem to mistake us for lycanthropes and that type. We are not lycanthropes. We are lapins. We are natural-born creatures of the forest."
I mean, I think the Lapin have proved their worthiness in battle.
For sure.
They say,
That fireball was clutch.
Jean-Claude says, "We are sorry to have led these ancient chiens géants to where you camped with us. We apologize. Apologies." I'm trying to get it right.
I say they seem
Well,
pretty good at tracking your scent.
They said, "We still wish to travel and see Lord Crust and reveal ourselves to him, and let him decide if we are welcome in his county." And he looks at you, Gurgleberg, and he says, one that would make peace and allow the Murlocs to live, certainly would allow Lapin to perhaps purchase a few farms and become residents of his glorious county. We just want to be near the Ladyberries at whatever the cost. And then he smiles and he says, we didn't mention before, but seeing as our disguises have been blown, we plan on offering the county a sizable fortune of gold for the right to live there. As we've stated before, we want to collect as many ladyberries as possible and send them back to our people, our loved ones deep in the forest, so that they can recover from the lingering effects of le plague. I don't know how you say plague. Where's my translator? Right. Scott, are you a translator?
Possibly. I'm thinking it would probably be something like El Mort Negre or something like that, the Black Death.
The Black Plague.
Or like Il Malade or something like that. Malade? Malade?
Malad? Yeah, that sounds
like...
like...
Malad is like...
Just like...
I mean, I do have...
like a general sickness.
French.
Yeah.
I took
like
4 years in high school, but that was a bit ago. And it hasn't been used since, so...
I took several years of Spanish, and I don't know any Spanish.
Anyway,
I think
that's the story they're painting.
I think Copan would tell him that we're only emissaries of Lord Crust, but he's a fair and just lord, and he is wise, and I'm sure he'll hear your plea with an open mind.
This is splendid. Splendid indeed. He says, we trust that you will keep our secret until we can reveal this to Lord Crust in privacy. La peste. La peste.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. Right, guys?
Yeah.
These guys seem cool, right? I mean,
so again,
my character's known them for longer than me, so...
They're like 6.5 feet tall rabbits. I would compare them kind of to like kangaroos and like the way they seem, I guess, or like sit on their like back legs, and they generally walk on just 2 legs. But you do see them from time to time kind of go down into like a four-leg crouch. It looks like they could probably move pretty fast in this form.
They got to hopping around. I'm worried that it'll come off as rude, but I really want to summon a mage hand and scratch them behind the ears because they seem cute. But that also seems socially maybe not okay.
Pierre looks at you, Bjorn, and he says, "Do you wanna scratch the ears? Everyone always wants to scratch the fucking ears. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna summon a mage hand and scratch him behind the ears."
You summon a mage hand and scratch him behind the ears, and at first he seems like embarrassed, but then after a second he's like, "Oh, you can tell he's enjoying it. Who doesn't like to have their ears scratched?"
Right? I can tell. I know it.
So they kind of chat with you a bit and stay in their rabbit forms for a while, and they explain to you that their humanoid things are just a spell. It's a glamour that was broken when Jean-Claude took that massive claw attack. They also say that pretty much everyone in their caravan has a way to put on a glamour of some sort, but not for like indefinite periods of time. And these two are more of the magic proficient of the group. So
Very
as
nice.
it's late night now, and you're standing amongst all these dead, rotting carcasses of beautiful chiens, and you're kind of chatting with the rabbits a little bit, the lapin. And it seems like you guys have agreed to continue taking them to Lord Crust in the county. And they suggest should we continue to try and finish the night and get some rest?
Absolutely.
I think that's a good idea. I'm pretty well tapped out, and I know Elicinda could regain some strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm beat the fuck up. Tap down on spells.
So we will so you guys chat with them a little bit and kind of settle down and go back to finish up this long rest. And who wants to have this this watch now? I can't remember who was on first.
I don't know either.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's tradition at this point. I'll take first watch.
First watch? Yeah, I don't think you had first watch. You wouldn't have gotten first watch last time.
I say we've changed it up a few times, but
They've tried
I'll still
firing
take it.
you since your first.
But I keep insisting. I'm like, no, guys, I got this.
Stop, Dorothy. So Bjorn and you're with Jean-Claude though. One of the rabbits will stay up with you.
All right, that's cool.
You guys gonna do anything to heal yourselves or anything? No, saving it.
It's late.
Hoping for a long rest.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to hit I got to roll. I got 1 hit point. I need to take a short rest.
Yeah, can we take a short rest on our way to the long rest? And can I use my whatchamacallit, my bard ability to sing a little goodnight song with some healing properties as well?
Let's just I'll just give you the long rest since you're most of the way there.
All right.
Otherwise, I don't really think we have much healing as a party, right?
Yeah, you ain't got shit left. I know you guys are nothing. You got one healing potion. I think you already drank your healing potion. You got nothing. You're down to nothing.
Like, Krusty can heal a little bit, right? And then
I've got 10 points of healing. I can heal up, and I can do Song of Rest. I can do Song of Rest during a short rest that gives everybody an extra 1d6.
You guys we're there though. I'm not gonna throw anything else at you this night.
But theoretically, I've got that now.
I've done enough to you with these giant dogs, I think.
Scott, have you leveled up, Scott, to 4? You should have.
Scott, you can now level up to 4. We kept you at 3 as your punishment for not being there. That's kind of a rule. I'm not gonna level up your character.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
sure.
And I mean, you should be able to level up your own character anyway.
Yeah, level up your own character. That's like taking away someone's.
Yeah. Although to be fair, I mean, there is a decision to be made in this one for sure.
From 3 to 4.
Yeah, you got to choose your ASI or your food.
Oh yeah, there's lots.
Yeah.
There's always something. I feel I think it doesn't happen very often. It's kind of like that's like mowing another man's lawn.
I mean, really, for barbarians, the rest of the levels are pretty much just automatic.
Well, he might want to take like a fighter dip or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I always like to take fighter dips with my barbarians, so you get that second wind.
Yeah, I probably should have with Raiden. He didn't really get a whole lot after like level 5.
Yeah.
He did all right. He just did so much damage.
He
Oh,
did all
yeah.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember him doing pretty good.
He did all right. He would do like 100 damage in a round.
Right?
Yeah.
But imagine if I had action surge.
You know how many hit points I would have had him put on those monsters at the end? They would have been like 700 hit point monsters. I made those guys so beefy. I'd create mobs just to like that were nothing but just like these are just gonna be high AC and massive amounts of hit points. They're just gonna come at Raiden and let him just beat on them.
Sometimes I felt like I was just chopping down a forest. It's just like one tree after the other. I'm like,
well, if he's gonna do 100 hit points of damage in a round, I gotta have at least 300 hit point monsters, because fuck.
might as well.
Otherwise, it just isn't gonna last long. What was that check there? Just
No, this was just me accidentally clicking on it. It's not the right number. I picked the ASIs, and you have to manually update them after you pick them from the drop-down menu.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not give you like same if you pick a half beat, you still have to
Okay.
manually update the score.
lame fantasy grounds, lame. This is
Yeah.
5e. This is your bread
like-
and butter.
Of all the automation that they have, that's such a simple one that's just not implemented.
Isn't this the most played
Okay.
game you would think on fantasy grounds, like far and away?
Oh, by a
Or am
mile.
I crazy?
Yeah.
So you would think like this one would be as bug free as possible.
It did do it that time. I think I moved around screens and it like broke it or something. All right. Decent. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's some good HP right there. Very happy with that.
Oh yeah, D12 hit
Oh
die.
yeah, I guess I gotta give you guys some HP. I guess I gotta give you some Xianjian XP, don't I?
So I don't think it's enough to push us up to 5. But
Nah, it's not gonna be enough. I don't have your rolls, like your skill checks tallied here, but nobody's gonna be close to 5. You guys got like a couple hundred sitting on the skill check board, but
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
like 1500.
this is where the levels start to take a couple sessions,
little
each,
longer.
at least.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Makes
Well.
it easier for me to build encounters.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
when I'm building them at this low levels, it's like you don't build them more than a week ahead, because you're gonna have to build them harder if you don't use them
Right.
this week. Or you just have to add a couple more monsters in.
Yeah.
yeah, they actually had a boss who It's even
Who just
tougher.
showed up.
Yep.
There's a Xianjian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Groups like us, you always need a contingency plan because gotten too good, I think.
Look at all those rabbit pictures you guys got. Fucking weirdos.
Right.
It's more inspired by shit, what's the Watership Down? That's where the real inspiration for the Lapin come from. In
Yeah.
a way. There might be some twists to the Lapin. So you guys take a long rest and sleep through the night without being attacked by any more strange beasts of the high forest that Major comes up with out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some wacky shit.
Anywhere from saber-tooth cats to hookah-smoking caterpillars to dogs the size of, dump trucks to now your emissaries that are actually giant rabbits. So it's the next morning. You guys find that your horses had been scared off by the dog attack, and we need to try and round them up if we're going to ride them back. So let's make some survival rolls to try and find these horses.
Yoo-hoo! Horsey, where you at?
I rerolled on Halfling luck.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That sounds made up every time you do it.
Yeah.
Gurgleberg, are you trying to round up the horses?
Yeah. It's right up Gurgleberg's alley. Really. Not today, but I mean... normally.
I like how you say that. Yeah, that's right up my alley. One. Copan and Elisanda are pretty efficient at finding several of the lost horses. Bjorn finds his own. Gurgleberg just kind of wanders around and then ends up going and just kind of playing in the stream. What do you think of that?
He caught a fish at least.
But you do end up rounding up all the horses. It just takes a bit.
Yeah.
Especially with Gurgleberg not participating. Alright. So the Lapin put back on their humanoid disguises, and you guys set out back south on through the high forest, continuing back towards Hickory Hill. Let's make them horse rolls. If you remember, horse rolls are a dexterity check and a survival or animal handling check. Player's choice. Gurgleberg
Nice.
looks like
13
he
and
made
16.
both of his, and so he does not get hurt, which is a shame. Bjorn makes his, barely. Almost falls
Barely.
getting on that horse. Almost.
That's happened to me a couple of times.
Elisanda, you need a dexterity check.
Oh, dexterity check.
Well, that... Yeah.
Athletics work.
No.
Acrobatics.
Yeah. No, we're not doing that. We're just gonna pop a dex roll up there.
I mean, that's not a great roll either way. That's a better roll. You're able to, uh-oh. Our hero, Capan.
Oh.
Sorry. Finish Elisanda's thing, man. I
Oh,
was
she's
just,
fine. She
gonna
hit it
edit
with
that.
a 12 and an 11, so she's able to ride like an elven princess. Well, maybe not that pretty. Oh. Copan with a couple of fives.
I think of those scenes in Zorro where he like jumps for the horse and just fucking eats it.
Kapan did not get all of the dog blood washed off of him, and it seems to skitter the horse when he goes to mount it, and he falls. And Kapan, you're gonna take 2 hit points of damage for your horsemanship. And failure to properly cleanse yourself of animal blood. What do you think of that?
That's pretty gross. I should have hit the river with Gurgleberg. Said I was rounding up these horses.
Hold on a second. I gotta let my dogs out. They're flipping out. Right here? How about right here? Alright, so you continue through the forest, riding your horses, and Lillipon return to their humanoid disguise. As you guys are walking along, they continue to familiarize yourself with them a bit. You learn of their clearing in the forest where they live, and they tell of all of their beautiful warrens and kind of They were sketchy on telling you a lot of details before they were revealed, but now you find that they obviously live in like Hobbit style holes in the ground. Where else would a rabbit live? A personified rabbit. They constantly tell of their farming and their love of farming, and they hope to be able to use their expertise to assist in the development of the ladyberry. Perhaps new recipes and better berries could be grown with the knowledge that they have cultivated of a millennia living in the forest farming.
They have better grow lights, good fertilizer and shit.
They also talk that they, in their limited experience with the ladyberry, because they didn't get a ton, just from what has been exported to their remote location, which wasn't a lot, but there was like one merchant brought a sizable amount, since he knew that they're very wealthy people that live in the forest, as they've all these years and selling of their farms, and they've been very independent and wary of other humanoids. They've accumulated vast amounts of gold and wealth. They've developed a ladyberry recipe, which is not going to be revealed tonight because level 2 recipes are not developed. Who's eating? Who's eating on the microphone? Who's eating chips? Is that ladyberries?
It's totally ladyberries.
Ladyberry chips.
They developed a ladyberry vegetable dip that has magnificent properties, which will be probably a recipe available on level 2 whenever Major fucking thinks it up.
Get some peanut butter and ladyberry jam, and
that shit. Those recipes
sandwich.
take a while to come up with, though, to try and, because I don't want to make them too powerful, because then I gotta get another level after that. So
yep.
I gotta balance it as I'm creating it. Didn't happen. I don't think anybody's got the XP to really want to purchase it anyway. Where else was I? You guys travel throughout the day with your new friends. and learned more and more about their people and their culture and kind of their. They talk about their past problems with other humanoids, and that when they have ventured to try and live amongst them in the past, whenever differences and the racism that would come out, I guess it'd be speciesism. I don't know how you would say it, but they're different. And when times get real tough, when winters get real bad, men do very, very cruel things to, especially to a rabbit of our size. So they've been wary to have too much interaction and too much cohabitation with other humanoids based on historical slaughter. I mean, they are giant rabbits, so they.
They do make good stews.
A hungry man would see a giant rabbit and think he's not a human. He's not a humanoid. He's a rabbit.
Yep. Cook them up real nice.
Gotta feed my family.
Well, I think at this point in history, Hickory Hill area is pretty progressive. You don't see us eating frog legs, when we get hungry. We're living with the Murlocs. I think might be able
There's
to make
probably
something
some within Hickory Hill, some people that lost some loved ones to the Murlocs that would probably do some horrible things to Murlocs just because. You haven't really met a lot of them, but not at the inn, but perhaps in the dirtier parts of Hickory Hill. There might be some resentment towards the Murlocs that you haven't quite yet experienced to the full extent. But yeah, you're right.
Sure,
as far as fantasy, noble, medieval areas go, Lord Crust's county is one of the more progressive areas. As you guys continue further south, you get further and further off of the more isolated trail and reach more of the higher traffic pass as you get out of the deep forest, and you begin to pass other travelers. It's not so remote. No one of note. The Lapin are friendly to everyone, but they stay within their disguises and all right. So the Lapin are very. They want to make sure that you're going to keep. They're very insistent and always bringing up the question that will you keep our secrets until we can reveal it to Lord Crust and not have the rumor of what we are precede us. They keep just like beseeching you to keep their secret. They're not like threatening or anything like that. They just they're insistent and beseech and begging you to not spread what they truly are until they can discuss this with Lord Crust and what would be the best way to present their people if they are allowed to if they're allowed to
we're
reside in the county. Yeah, they want to know if you guys are fucking cool or not.
I really appreciate
cool.
that these people are coming like so correct. Just like, hey, we want to join you. Infusion of capital, I like the way they're doing it.
I don't know. I think you might get a little grumble from Gurgleberg because I feel like these people back at the Halfling Inn, they made all this possible for Gurgleberg to be part of the group and everything, and I don't think they should be kept from him. Like it's a little bit of trickery going on. Am I wrong?
I think we should
Gurgleberg doesn't like the
protect our
fact that you
people.
guys are gonna just. I mean, but they just want to go and they're emissaries, and as they explain that they have official correspondence from the chef agriculture of their caravan, and they'd like to reveal what they truly are to Lord Cruss in person without any kind of preconceived notions of them or what kind of creatures they are.
That sounds suspicious. That
I
sounds
mean,
like
so
I don't.
I get
not
them going
happening.
through the county, like until we get to Lord Crust, but like they should have to enter like Lord Crust's house as they are, right? I mean, you don't like come in shapeshifted, like knock on the front door as a rabbit,
Or
That's
reveal themselves, shortly after they enter. Maybe not at the front door.
Well, their plan
Sure,
is
yeah.
to come and deliver their correspondence, their message, and talk as emissaries to a lord would, petition the lord, and then during that petition, they're like, we will reveal ourselves at that time in the privacy of the Lord's hall.
You
And his
cannot
hat.
petition the Lord with prayer.
Can you find me soft? So yeah, that's kind of what that's their hope, their plan.
So,
now it's kind of up to you on.
Just the two of them, or all of them?
Well, their caravan is several days' journey behind them, coming up much slower. They're moving ahead to come and talk to Lord Crust, get permission to arrive, develop a way for the people, the Lapin, to reveal themselves to the people of Hickory Hill in a as peaceful a way and as non-confrontational as possible. Because even though they're rabbits, they're giant rabbits. I mean,
yeah.
you guys have seen what that rabbit does in that gif of it tearing out that knight's throat.
They can be pretty intimidating. Also, we got to make sure there's plenty of carrots in town to feed them for like a week or so.
And you got to keep Elmer Fudd away.
I think Lord
Yeah.
Crust ought to know before a whole bunch of shape-shifting rabbits descend upon them. That's what I think.
Well, it won't be the whole. It'll just be these two that are going
Okay.
to come and talk to him. And then their plan would be, if they got permission and it came to some kind of agreement, then they would head back to the caravan and lead the people there.
Fair enough, I think.
I think Copan would tell Gurglerberg that he understands his misgivings in general, though, that these people are coming because they're interested in our ladyberries. But Copan also trusts Lord Crust's judgment and wisdom, and as long as the rabbits reveal themselves to him before they try to bring their people and make an honest deal, we've done our job, right?
Also remember that the rabbits seem to hold these ladyberries almost as a religious symbol, and for the health rewards that it's brought to their diminishing population and lingering sickness from the plague. So they also seem almost seem crazed about the ladyberries in a way, as someone who's got the spirit,
The fever.
got the fever. They done St. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting close. Let's take him to see our Lord then, or at least to the inn for a night's sleep, and then to meet with Lord Crust.
So as you guys are you guys continue to travel with your new friends, and the further you get south and closer to Hickory County, the traffic picks up a bit, but you're not out of place, and you begin to start to recognize some people as being farmers or local townspeople. And eventually we're going to fast forward through one more night and half a day of travel, because I think we've done enough of forest travel personally.
Works.
And you guys reach the you reach the edges of the forest and have pretty much entered the county of Hickory at this point, and the roads turn busier as you're now into the the boom area, where the much foot traffic and locals and travelers and visitors and also people kind of showing up to try and wait for this festival that's going to be happening in the next couple weeks. And as you're arriving in the area, it's getting to be towards evening, so you probably won't be able to reach you probably wouldn't be able to reach the keep or the town before it gets real dark. And I mean, you could travel there if you wanted to in the dark, but I'm guessing Lord Crust will not be meeting with them at 2 a.m.
No, he's a day walker. He's going to be sleeping.
Goddamn daywalker.
I'm starving. Let's go to the inn.
I mean, you guys passed the turnoff to the Drunken Pickaxe, where you had rescued the nephews, and continue on, and you pass Gilroy's house, kind of off the road and down towards the river, and you arrive outside the inn. And let's take our 5-minute break.
All right.
Sounds good. Back in 5.
Cool. See you. I'm back.
Same.
Yeah, I never left.
We now have ginormous furries in the region.
Yeah. We got to remember that Elisenda would have warned us all that people were looking for her here.
Oh shit.
Well, she would not have forgot about that, I don't think. And so we're gonna have to come in the back, or she's gonna have to come in the back, or she's gonna have to wait, or something.
Or we're gonna have
So,
to straight tell some motherfuckers to fuck off.
yeah. Like the thing is, if we're going to see Lord Crust anyway, we might be able to get some backup or some help, or tell him that another Lord's soldiers are perusing his land for fucking bounty. That's not cool.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think either we kill them and tell them after, or tell them before and get his help. But either way, he should know.
Whoa, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Killing who?
Oh, the fucking people that are after me, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're like they could be right here. They could be about to jump our asses.
You know what they look like?
Elisenda does. I don't particularly, but she would recognize them, at least some of them.
I almost forgot about those guys.
Mm-hmm.
What with the giant rabbits and all,
Yeah, fair enough.
and dogs, and I guess we've been gone for a while, like 4 or 5 nights since then.
Yeah, well, we were there for 4 weeks, and so I played one, missed one, played one, missed one. I'm back at home. Everything is much comfier.
I just mean in game, like it was.
Oh yeah.
It was a while ago that happened. Meaning, who knows what's happened since we've left? Because those two girls were also doing something with it.
What were the girls doing with what? Sorry, I just got back.
We're just talking about those people that were after me.
Oh, yep.
And Elizabeth Crust and Rosalind Rivers were supposedly going to do something.
They
Or
knew
maybe
what
tell
was
somebody,
up.
or
Yeah.
Uh,
And they seemed like they had my back, so.
yeah, definitely. I mean, and I guess it's assumed that, like the people at the inn, like the owner, Bacall, and the people there would know who Elisenda is, and that, she's running around with the crew, and that if people are asking around about her, they'd probably recognize that too, in general. Unless it's too busy and crazy because of the Lady Fruit Rush.
Oh man, I just realized when you zoom in on a map with the wheel, it just zooms into wherever your cursor is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very well designed. I like that.
Well,
Oh, we moving.
just waiting on Major.
Waiting on Major.
I'm here. I'm working here. I'm placing shit, running the software. It's always, the
Moving
struggle's
us.
always real.
Oh yeah.
Quietly listening to our plans.
Uh-huh.
Kind of,
The
but
casting stat
more
sheets.
I'm working in the background. I can't listen to your shit. I'm trying to get shit out.
That's what he
Clicking
says.
buttons. I'm clicking
Yeah, but
buttons.
when you're homebrewing, every once in a while some PC says some shit and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't think of that.
Oh yeah, all the time,
And then
dude.
you
Giving
adjust.
resistance to that.
Everything's tenuous too because it's homebrewed,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
it's all gardened. So it's.
So many plot holes.
I don't think I have that many plot holes. It's just
I mean, when you're just making shit up in general, you know what I mean?
yeah, there's not I have to try and predict what I think you're gonna do and how I'm gonna react from it, but sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't quite do what I thought. I know I gotta do something a little different. That's the game.
There's a lot of room for improvisation, for sure. It seems
And
like.
sometimes I'm like, man, you got some fucking crazy plots going here, Major. But
Well, it's not even like
they'll come pay off, maybe.
Yeah. Like, where are you going with this?
I don't know. I
Just
thought the
find
rabbit
the
thing
end.
was a good
Yeah.
build up, and now it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah. It's a good time.
I
I say
slow
it always
rolled it.
pays off. Yeah.
I slow rolled it like George. Who do I need? I need Jean. Just trying to get my NPCs right. There's a lot happening at the end. I want to get them on the board so everybody can see everybody's there.
Attendance has been taken. Oh, Greg and Grant.
You guys' favorites. The fucking teens. Where's
the first horseman of the apocalypse, those two right there.
Gilroy's sons?
Yep.
Probably.
As you guys are walking up, it's like sunset, getting towards early evening, and the inn is packed as it always is these days. It's people spilling out, and almost the party encompassing almost some of the yard at times. As you are walking up towards the front entrance, the aforementioned gang of teenage children who you've met before, who also had given you kind of that little informational nugget about the Lapin, that they weren't just humanoids, that there was rumors that they were beasts of some sort, which, I mean, you gotta give it to the kids. Kids are fucking right, weren't they? Although, I don't know. I mean, do you call them beasts? Just because they're rabbits?
These are simply two men.
What makes a creature a beast, and what makes a creature a man?
These are simply two men from the high forest.
Yeah.
So as you're walking up there, these kids spot you guys walking up in your, we'll say you've dropped off your tired, dirty horses in the stable and, proceeded to walk in towards the entrance to the inn. And on a side note, ever since I fucking created this inn, I've been meaning to make stables for it on like a separate map that'll just be like right off map, you know?
Yeah.
And I just never done it. For like 3 years now.
It's just keep pushing it off.
It's just a side
There
note to
eventually.
the DM. Like, remember when you were gonna do that, then you're gonna do something fun with the stables? You know, you do a little quest line or something. Somebody attacks somebody there or something. And
Yeah.
no, never happened. I was just thinking of that. And how many times I reference them and never do it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You have 1 week, Major.
I know. I'll probably just download somebody else's stables and then change them up a little bit too.
Yep.
But that changing it up will turn into like a 2-hour session.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I gotta make my stables look cool like this. Well, this is where the good horses go over here, and then this is where they got some other like donkeys and stuff, and then that's what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the teens kind of come up to you as you guys are walking up, weary and been in a whole bunch of battles and haven't really had a chance to properly bathe and change your clothes. You just look dirty. And they kind of spot you all and just start come up in the crowd as a gang of teenagers will do, and kind of surround you a little bit. And they start looking and they say, "Ooh, look at you! Where you guys been?" And they all just kind of start asking questions quickly. They're like, "Who's the new guys? Look at their fancy clothes." And I'll remind you that the Lapin have exceptionally fine and well-made clothing.
They got money.
That stands out, but it is at this point dirty and been in a battle with some giant dogs. But it's still its quality cannot be hidden by its dirtiness. So the teens kind of come up and start berating you with questions and being very nosy about who's these new friends. And the Lapin try and just smile and not say anything, but they try and they chat a little bit, and their accent comes out, and the teens instantly pick up the strange accent. Well, they just notice it. Everyone notices it, really.
Well, yeah.
It's a false accent. It stands out from the normal Midwest accent of Hickory Hill. They seem very curious on the people with as a bunch of curious stoner teens would. What's up with your friends, man? They cool or what? And again, one of the, let's say Jamerson, I believe he's the leader of this group.
I thought it was Pickles.
Who was it?
I thought
it was Rickles Roberts was, that's right.
Oh.
The son of Pirate Roberts. Dorothy, it's not your part. It's not your part. You're not, no. John, you guys
You're not
are
up on
out of
stage for
control.
10 minutes.
You're not even in the inn yet. You're inside the inn. You can't do your part until we go in there. Rickles Roberts, Pirate Roberts, one of Pirate Roberts' bastards, begins asking you guys for some weed now again too, as is their wont. You guys got any dream weed? Just a little bit.
I think I would tell Rickles Pickles and the little rascals that we don't have any dream weed, and we're dog tired. We've been on official business, and we're hitting the inn and going to bed.
And they're one of the greenweeds, Grant, just kind of chirps in. He's like, "What you been out there fighting? What'd you meet? Tell us stories."
Well,
I mean, I don't even think you'd believe us if we told you. I mean, dog's bigger than a house.
They kind of look at you. They go, "Dog's bigger than a house," and they all kind of look around like, "Whatever. Now you're just making shit up."
Told you.
They're like, "But look at them. They're covered in something. Was it orcs again?
Mhm.
Is it spiders? What about wolves?"
let's just say there's a bunch of fucked up shit in the high forest.
And then they kind of just keep milling around, and they start getting a little bit bored. And Rickles realizes that nobody's giving Rickles any weed here, so he kind of rounds up the crew. He's like, "All right, guys, let's beat it.
Go
I
on,
think
skedaddle, teens.
I think I know where we could rustle some up." And they all go rustling off.
Get off my porch.
As a bunch of fucking dirty teens.
Yeah.
They're heading over to kick some lanterns.
I need a broomstick to shoo these fucking teens off my
So
porch.
you guys got harassed at the gate to the inn by the local teen hoodlums, and then you continue inside. And
Wait. I want to slip in the back.
or you want to go in the back?
Yeah, I don't want to be going right potentially past these guards.
Oh, you're the potential of your uncle's men is what you're.
The soldiers,
thinking.
yeah.
You like to give put an old eyeball on this on the inn before I not go walking in. All right, so you guys, I don't know. Are you gonna tell your friends, or are you just gonna go?
Yeah, I would have been talking about this with them on our way into town. I don't think Elisenda would have forgotten that people are hunting her, and the last place she saw them was this inn.
It's just IRL Scott forgot him. That's all right. Yeah. So you after you chat with listen to these teens, and take it like halfway through chatting to these teens, you decide this is a good opportunity for me to slip to the side. And you slip around to the, let's say, the side door here. Kind of glance in and get a good view, and you can you kind of slide in and then kind of hide over here in kind of the corner of the bar and take a look around. Why don't you roll a perception check? You got a good vantage point over here at the end of the bar as you look around, and you're kind of hidden in the shadows over here, and some of the unnamed bartenders, because there's probably dozens of people that work here that are not named or ever put on the map. poor NPCs don't even get to be an NPC. What are they? They're just shadows in Major's mind is what they are.
Figments of our imagination.
Anyway, you're over here, and they see you, and they'd recognized you hanging out with the heroes, and so they pay you no mind, even though you're being a little shady hiding over here. And you scan around, and you do not see any of your recognizable uncle's men in this main room.
Nice.
The rest of you have finished talking to I don't know. I need a better name for these teens. They're just the teenagers in the encounter list, so
The
that's what I'm
ruffians.
calling them for now. The
little
teenagers,
rascals.
the
Yeah,
rascals.
the rascals. I like it.
It's Rickles, Pickles, and the Rascals.
Rickles, Pickles, and the Rascals. All right, that works. Especially if Copan comes up with a little lyric about Rickles, Pickles, and the Rascals.
That's what Copan calls them.
Trying to hit up for some wee Rickles, Pickles. It's pretty good. You didn't even need to workshop that. You just did it, didn't you?
Yep.
That's pretty good. All right, the rest of you say goodbye to Rickles, Pickles, and the Rascals and go and head on into the inn. And it's... It's overflowing impact as always. It's getting towards evening, so there's unnamed bands and musicians playing. You guys walk in and then spot Elisanda after a few glimpses over in the corner, kind of surveying the situation, and she appears to be less worried now that she's seen that their uncle's men aren't at least in this room. Would Major put them in a different room? Maybe than the private room. Maybe they're waiting for you in your bedrooms.
Maybe.
Maybe they're not in here at all. Oh, let me get some more NPCs up here. I'll get the fucking NPCs up here. How about a little bit of Naked Halfling Inn Festival shots, though, just for old time's sake.
There it is.
Oh shit.
The inn.
Yeah, looking pretty. In all her glory.
I think Copan would come out and say, Gurglerberg, Bjorn, what are you guys doing out there? Let's go in the inn.
Oh.
Gurgleberg!
What are you saying?
We're gonna go inside and have a drink.
I don't have a map. Do you have a map up?
I think I pulled it up off my token.
How about
So-
that? It's the inn.
All right.
Gurgleberg!
There it is.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so as you guys enter the inn, it's packed and unnamed bards are singing, everyone's partying, having a great time. There's always talk of the ladyberries and what people are getting them and where they're planning on taking them, or how they're planning on making money from them or what kind of recipes they're doing with them. It's all Ladyberry talk all the time. Not all the time, but it's a hot topic at times. It's what the people are. It's what's happening. It's trending on Google. If all of the people in town had a YouTube algorithm, it would be showing them Ladyberry videos.
It'd be on their homepage.
Yes. As you walk in, the first thing you notice is that, of course, Pakal is behind the bar working a little bit of the end, but he's mainly just sitting there chatting with Captain of the Guard, Captain of the Lord Crustguard, and everybody's favorite, Barristone, is bellied up at the bar, sipping a little bit. He doesn't appear to be getting as drunk as he can, but he's sitting there chatting with Pakal as the party... Where'd the party go? Oh, there you guys are. You're hiding behind that. You're hiding behind the fireplace.
Yeah.
Gurgleberg's over there, just kind of wandering around, and Elisanda is hiding in the corner still. I see. Okay. Anyway, you walk in, Copan, and you're accompanied with Bjorn and the two Lapin, and they're just grinning ear to ear and just greeting people left and right. As oh, hello, bonjour, bonjour, and just smiling. This is the Naked Halfling Inn is something they had talked about experiencing, and they're enjoying it. There seem to be a very social, outgoing creatures.
I think Copan would take them up to Pakal and Barristone and introduce them as the emissaries of the Lapin that they were sent to find by Lord Crust, and say that they fought valiantly in battle when we were set upon. They're good allies.
As you introduce them and then explain a little bit of give some few details of your exploits in the forest. Barristone is he's excited to see you, and he says, Copan and the Bjorn and the rest of these heroes. Oh, he doesn't see the rest of you guys. You guys are hiding over here. You hiding over here? Or
Oh,
you
no.
gonna be over here?
No, we're over there. We're over there.
Ah.
It says, Guggerberg would say, yes, and these two, when the going gets tough, they can really hop to it.
I don't think I would. That's a pretty good fucking joke. I'm gonna get some points for that. Points for horrible jokes like that, because I like that shit.
Horrible, amazing jokes, you mean?
Horrible, amazing jokes.
Both.
That was a good one.
And both, they're so horrible that they're amazing. Elisenda, I wouldn't worry too much about your uncle's boys if you got Barristone and Pakal standing right there.
Yeah, we got a lot of... I feel like a couple people...
That's a lot of beef right there. That's a lot of beef.
Yeah. Slab of beef.
That's a lot of beef. It's a lot of beef right there, especially with Pakal. Like, what is he, like 12 or 13, something like that?
Level 12 bard.
Yeah, Barristone's probably about that, so... Yeah. Even if your uncle's boys did show up right now, I think it would be, they'd have their hands full. They greet all of you, and Pakal and Barristone are taken aback that you've returned with these emissaries, and they smile and laugh and, we should never underestimate your son. Barristone laughs and looks over at Pakal and says, look, he's returned with this task and brought these people. And he also congratulate you guys on your previous rescuing of his nephews, which I guess in game time probably wasn't that long ago. Maybe a week. Yeah, it's probably been a week.
Yeah.
And he says, I promised you a reward, and he kind of digs around in his pockets, and then he pulls out a bag of gold and gives you.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Where did I write here? He gives you each 200 gold pieces.
Money.
Suppose I should let you guys unleash you guys on a some kind of shop at one of these points. You don't have that much though.
No, we've been a little poor this season.
Yeah.
I've kind of created the new Ladyberry currency.
Yep.
It's more or less the more important one. And as he hands you the gold, he looks over and he smiles at Pakal and he says, why don't you give them all a whole bunch of those ladyberries you just harvested over in Gilroy's thing? I haven't seen them that big yet. And Pakal says, you're right. And he heads back into the kitchen and he comes back out with a basket full of ladyberries. And each of you get 3 units each.
Nice.
And as you're kind of catching up and chatting and receiving all of your loot, they start kind of Pakal and Barristone are kind of casually chatting with Pierre and Jean-Claude and just asking kind of casual questions. Nothing like, what are you doing here and who are you? Not quite that. They're just being a little bit amiable and Pakal obviously serves them drinks and they belly up to the bar and are just enjoying the scenes. They don't seem to be they seem very affable and non-threatening, and they're just sitting there having a good time, and it's just obvious on their faces, even though you know that those aren't their real faces. Behind that glamour is a rabbit. So, but they're enjoying the party, as is pretty easy to do in the Naked Halfling Inn on a booming night. Pakal calls you over, Kapan, and says, I need you to come and talk with me and your mother in the kitchen.
Oh shit, Dad, what am I into now?
He says, you'll see. And he laughs and goes, you're doing dishes, and just makes a joke as you guys head into the kitchen. And you guys, you walk into the kitchen, and the minute you get in there, he kind of pulls you aside over into the corner where it's still a busy kitchen. There's, probably 10 cooks, running around in that, and he kind of stares at you and kind of gets close, and he says, well, son, tell me the story. What are these two about?
Well, I think I'd spill it to him. I'd basically just tell him how we met him and what happened in the fight and what we saw. But then I think they're trustworthy and they're going to confess to Lord Crust and show them their true form and do business. And also tell them about their proposition to, bring commerce and gold and knowledge of horticulture, etc.
So you just tell them everything and be like, they're not humanoids. They're actually giant rabbits.
I tell him.
Okay. And he seems when you start telling him that at first he just starts, his eyes start twinkling like the old Pakal, and he starts, at times he laughs when he says rabbits, and he says, "Are you smoking the dream weed again, son?"
Only on the weekends, Pops.
But then he laughs and says, "I've seen a lot of things." He says, "I can't believe rabbits." He says, "I must see them. I must see it."
I would tell him that I think he should come with us to the Lord Crust Castle tomorrow when we take him, and that there's more that we should talk about there too.
He asks, he also seems very intrigued when he asked about the capital investment that they've talked of, sort of greasing the wheels to get them into this county. He seemed to be very keen on that, and he just, I don't know. He's not a super greedy guy, but everyone's kind of got the fever a bit with all this wealth pouring in. Capitalism is sinking its claws into the county of Hickory. After all this is told, and he believes you, and obviously he says, "Thanks, son." He says, What's with the ruse and them hiding themselves? Will you tell him of all that?
Yeah, I think I'd just kind of tell him what's going on, the ruse, and just the whole story. Really, basically what they told us.
He says, "You've done good, son. You've done good. I couldn't have done it better myself." He says, You're quite the hero. One day they may even sing of you."
Oh, it's gonna have to be my friends too, because we've been dangling by a thread.
He says, "It's always that way on the low levels. The DMs are jerks." After he's been listening to it, he says, "I really want to see these rabbits." He says, "There's no need for you and your friends to finish escorting them to the keep tomorrow. I want to do it myself." He says, "You could take a rest if you want, or you can come." He says, "That wizard has been looking for your friend. He was asking about him the other day. Said he was hoping that you and your friends would be doing some work for him. That simpleton wizard in the town, the one that took over Feather's tower."
I'm sure Bjorn would be happy to see him. That's why he came to this town.
He says,
maybe that'd be good.
He says, "I would be excited. I can't wait to see giant rabbits," as he whispers it and laughs. He doesn't want to say it too hard. He knows he's got to, you made it clear that this was a secret, and that, you probably shouldn't, you said you would keep it a secret, so. We could probably say Pakal would be effective at playing that ruse. All right. Well, he says he thanks you again and says, "Good work again," and that's it. I don't have anything else to say in that conversation. He goes back out into the bar. He says, "I'm so proud of you, son."
I think I would tell Bjorn what's up, that the old wizard's looking for us, and I tell everybody else that Bacall and Bearstone will take over from there.
Once Bacall comes out and he kind of signals to after you inform those guys, he turns to Pierre and Jean-Claude and he says, "Well, my son and his friends have gotten you this far." He says, "I'd be honored to take you to the keep tomorrow morning with Bearstone once we can get him up after his hangover. He rarely gets a night off, and tonight they've given it to him. If it lasts, who knows what the rowdiness that happens in this town." And he kind of chuckles and says, "Well, does that sound good for you? I'll see if I can fetch you a room. It's going to be a little tight, but I think we can make something happen. There's someone I know that needs to go anyway." And he kind of smiles and laughs, and Pierre and Jean-Claude agree that, La Aero de River, take us all the way to Lord Cross. We've heard the tales. They say we'd be honored, and they thank him and Bearstone seems to, well, he's being jovial. You can tell he's kind of got the angry dwarf eye on him, thinking. Because they are, like I said, they are big men. They're big rabbits, so they're giant men. And he's just a little guy. Everyone's just little guys, but I pity the fool that comes after Bearstone.
Pity the fool.
So they agree to spend the night at the inn and have Bearstone and Bacall escort them to see Lord Crust in the morning. Bright and early, whereas you guys can kind of sleep in if you want. It's been a long, weary road, and you guys did your part. It got elevated above your pay grade. So back in the common room, party continues. Is anybody drinking and partying? Does anybody want to make some partying rolls?
I feel like Alessandra would drink a little bit, but she wouldn't want to get drunk because she's still pretty on edge. About having people.
You need to make a wisdom saving throw to see if you don't drink too much. You have 2 glasses of wine, and it tastes so good, Alessandra, that you can't help yourself, so you start to get a little drunk. Make a Constitution save. That's pretty good. You have more than you should, but you don't have any ill effects. You just have a good time at the Naked Halfling Inn. Anybody else drinking?
Yeah,
Kopansi
and Elisenda drank a little bit. He's thinking about the Barbarian Musk a little bit, so he kind of starts drinking, but he's trying to do the same thing. He's trying not to get too wasted, just like her.
All right, you got to make the wisdom.
Wisdom
save to not drink too much.
8.
Oh, it starts to, once it touches the lips.
So good.
It's
so good. So good.
It's so good.
Once it touches the lips.
Because it hits your lips.
So is that a con save then?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm just mentally pictured him as he says it in the movie, and it's just funny the way he delivers the line. You are able to handle your liquor, though, as you were born and raised in a bar, so. Probably should give you advantage on that, but I don't. Anybody else partying?
Nope.
Gargleberg, you a drinker, huh?
Nope. As in
Nope.
life, if once I get started, I don't want to stop.
I'm probably the same way drinking. Bjorn. Probably just writing shit. Mazer? Uh-oh.
Muted Mazer?
Muted Mazer. So good. Oh, I don't know. I can't. We got a big day tomorrow. Going to
My
Home
wife and I
Depot.
joke.
Maybe a little Big Bath in the On.
Yeah.
I don't know if
My
we'll have
wife and I
time.
have jokes.
I don't know if Mazer's microphone is broken, but we'll move forward. Let's get in. You party a little bit, and you kind of watch the Lapon. But they seem to fit in all right, and after a bit, Bearstone seems to be warming up to him because, like I said, they're friendly guys. Their accent, while foreign and at times hard to understand, it's fun. Everybody likes a French accent.
Yeah.
It's so fun to hear.
That feels so wonderful.
That's more almost German, but any
Yeah,
of those
it
are
was,
fun.
actually.
So over a few hours, Bearstone starts to butter up, and you're certain that at least the Lapon are gonna get at least escorted to Lord Crust and being able to present their case in the manner that they desired. If that's what you think is happening. Dun, 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 dun. So the night continues on.
So during the conversation, Ellison is gonna bring up with everyone else, like, dude, like, because she was kind of wanted to also see Lord Crust, so she's gonna try and angle the conversation to see if we're like allowed to go with the rabbits. I'm like, would people want to go? Because she totally wants to go, and also meet Lord Crust.
You guys could probably just go and try and see Lord Crust. It wouldn't be like...
Because I'm supposed to be able to, like, I'm a noble. I'm supposed to be able to get, like, audiences with no other nobles, right? I would know how to do that.
You could do that. The thing is on the way there is a wizard tower. Or you could get up super early and head out with Barristone and Pikal and accompany these two there. But you don't necessarily
cool.
have to, and you could easily just go see Lord Crust on your own, with not being involved in this meeting. But you can also just go to this meeting if you want to.
Copan would suggest that surely if we take care of the wizard's business directly after, we could request an audience with Lord Crest and he'd see us. Not only have we just completed this mission for him, you are a noble and, I am in his service. Unless you feel like we're going to get attacked by your father's henchmen and we got to go straight away, I guess.
I would think if you could, Barristone's the captain of the guard. If you were concerned with people assaulting you, you could probably talk to him about it and see what could be done. Maybe give a description of however you can describe these men. And
yeah, let's definitely do that.
You guys got a little bit of pull around here, more than you had, and before you were. Copan was the son of Pikal, and so you had some pull just from that. But now that you guys have completed some tasks, some You built up your faction points. How about that?
Got some reputation going.
Yep.
So then I guess Copan would call Barristone over and say, our elvish friend here has had some unsavory men looking for her here on an unjust bounty, and I think she needs to, discuss it with you.
He says, "What? What? Unsavory men? Nah!" And he's a bit drunk at this point, but even a bit drunk Barristone is more than most could handle. And he sits down and he starts listening, and he says, "What are you saying here? Tell me your story, elf girl."
All right, so I mean, we'd fill him in. I'd try and describe my father's soldiers, and then I know they're here looking for me because they were here a few days ago at the inn. And that that Copan's family there let me slip out the back.
Okay, so you kind of tell him the story of there's these men.
Just
My uncle's soldiers looking for me, and
try
they
to take my
mean
inheritance.
me harm and want to kidnap me and take me back home, force me into marriage.
Yeah.
And Barristone says that's unacceptable. And he asks for a description of them, and you try and describe them, but I suppose they're not. They don't
I feel
stand
like they're probably
out.
not super distinctive, right?
No, you recognize them, but to others, they would generally blend in, especially.
I mean, they'd be elves, though, right? For sure.
Yeah, they
At
would
least
be.
that.
They would be elves, so they would stand out a little bit, and I guess you could say they're generally finely dressed, although they're trying to appear less prominent than they are, I guess, would be how I would describe them. Trying to blend in a bit. But, yeah, they're elves, and I don't know, you describe them as maybe... There was, 4 or 5 of them?
I thought there was 3, but it's been a while.
It
3 that I
has been a
saw, I
while.
think.
There was at least 3, and I don't know, we'd say you would guess there might be more. And just with that general description, he says, "Well, I'll see what I could do," he says, "but I suggest you just keep a wary eye out, and if you spot them, get a hold of the guards and find me where I'm at. And we'll start looking for them." You said what? And then he asked for their names, so we'll say you. Shit, did I write your names? Did you write them, Scott?
No.
Didn't
I wasn't
come up
taking
with
notes when I
names?
was on vacation.
I don't remember any names.
I don't remember any names either. I can give you some wood elf names, though. I got a generator right now.
Nah, we don't need it right now. That's fine. Just the uncle's fine for now.
All right.
I don't know about those generator names. I'll come up with something that's probably easier to remember than a generator name.
Fair. These are pretty wild.
Yeah, some of those elf names can get fucking nuts. Lots of Lanthalas and blah blah blahs, and they like that AS sound. So he agrees to keep a lookout for him, and you tell him what the name is, and obviously it's their last name is your last name too. I'm not gonna try and say that. Is it Idrog?
Oidrag. Yeah.
Oidrog.
It means of the wolf in Sindarin.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he gets that name and he says that I'll keep an eye. I'll get my guards out looking for these crew. Which, may not is not nothing. Guards asking around about people and throwing some names out. Somebody might know these people or where they're staying. And he sits with you guys for a while and drinks and has a good time. Well, it's getting to be late in the evening. Are we all partied out?
Yeah.
One thing you do notice is that the Lapin buys some overpriced Arrow of the River lager from a local patron in the bar. You could tell they way overpay for it, but it's right there and available, and they drink it with gusto, and just seems to be like the manna from the gods to them, as it is to you guys too. But they seem to just enjoy it like a major with his first sip of coffee in the morning. All right. Well, I don't really need to give you guys a long rest because we didn't really fight. I guess Copan fell off of a horse.
Yes. On my face.
Okay, but I did give you a long rest, and we're going to start the next morning. So I guess we didn't necessarily make a final decision. Are you guys going to accompany the Lapin to see Lord Crust, or are you going to go to the Wizard Tower? And you can go and see Lord Crust after that, I assume. It was because it's... If I show you the map, the regional map, you're going to head from the inn this way along the road, through the swamp, the North Swamp, past Hickory Hill, and then the Wizard's Tower is south of Hickory Hill. And then, in order to get to the keep, you would continue several more miles down the road, and then up the turn towards Rug Keep, and then that's where Lord Crust would be. I don't know, probably a couple more hours on the road. All in all, it's not an incredibly long journey. I think we said it was like 5 miles to Hickory Hill from the inn, something like that. Maybe a little bit less, 4 miles.
I think Bjorn has more than earned his right to go on his mission to see the wizard. But don't we have a task to do for the wizard before we go to the tower?
No, you needed to go meet him at the tower and get the specifics, and from there you could fulfill this task. I didn't give you the specifics when he met in the bar. He just said, meet me at my tower and we'll...
Okay.
You guys didn't really come to a solid arrangement on prices either. It was just kind of a soft agreement, if I recall. As he's offering gold and potential research time in the libraries of Larry Feathers, which Mazars is drooling over.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, there he is. Got the mic working? So you guys come down in the morning, and again, the Lapin and Pikal and Barriston have already left. They left very early. You guys slept in a bit. So you meet with Tania, who's working the bar, and she's chitty chatty. And does anybody want to attempt any cooking?
I don't think we have any berries to cook with.
We all just got 3.
Oh, we all
You
just
all
got
just
3.
got 3 units.
Oh.
Now would be the time to do it, I guess, before you leave the
Yeah.
inn. When you got 3 fresh berries burning holes in your pockets. Anybody want to do some rolls before we head out for Wizard
berries.
Boy? What's that?
I'm not doing any cooking, but I'll give my berries away for people to cook with if they want.
Copan?
Yeah, I'll cook. I'll try to cook lager.
You're going with? Don't you have two attempts per day?
Yeah. So I'll try a lager.
All right. So the lager's 1.5 units, so you can do 2 attempts.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna do both lager.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's plus what at the end? +1 or +2? Can't remember.
It's +1 for the inn kitchen.
All right. So
And
first
then I think
attempt.
don't you have a +1 from your?
For my cooking skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
17 for the first one.
That's a greater healing.
I'm gonna try another one. Oof, and a fail in the second.
I'll allow the halfling luck on that.
Yeah, it's a skill.
Oh, hey, fuck yeah.
19.
Superior healing. That's a big dog.
Oh, very nice.
Also costs you 50 gold pieces in beer components.
All right.
Matt. Yeah, but you did successfully get 2 potions. Do we have any other cooking folk attempts?
That's it. I can cook, but I don't think I really want to at the moment. I've still got my mushrooms from last time. Unless somebody else wants some.
You could
food,
try
I
for
can cook 'em up
potions.
for 'em.
Don't you have aren't you a level 1 cook? Did you take it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you might as well do it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just make healing potions with them.
I would
2 of 'em.
suggest the party needs potions.
Yeah.
That seemed to be where
Yeah, for sure.
the most useful thing that you guys could use in battle, I think, would be potions to have for people to
Yeah.
heal themselves in the middle of the battle. What did you get there?
13 and then a 4.
You get an extra +1 to that roll because it's in the inn kitchen.
Oh, yeah, so 14 and a 5.
Whoa. 14 is just a potion of healing, and the 5 is a failure.
Yep,
And it costs
that's
you
what I
50
figured.
gold pieces.
I'll mark it 0.
All right. I think I'm gonna crank off. If you don't mind, I'm also gonna take a level in this so that I can start making potions.
Participate in the fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so it costs you shit, where are you at? Level 4?
Yeah.
750.
All right.
Market 750. And then you will now be cooking 1, which gives you access to level 1 recipes and a +1 to your cooking roll. Congratulations. You get a cooking school chef's hat and a ceremonial wooden spoon with your cooking expertise. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about it. I think it's pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I got the spoon. I'm going to put it in a drawer and cherish it
Sorry,
forever.
just 1 second. That was not a roll. I'm trying to change my cooking skill to have a +1.
Oh, I say, it's a good thing that wasn't a roll, huh?
Yeah. I say because you failed.
That's fair if you said you were, because you didn't necessarily say what you were attempting, so.
Exactly.
I assume you're attempting healing potions, but Arrow of the River Log.
Yeah, I am. I can't figure out how to just change a modifier. It's annoying.
On mine in the miscellaneous column, I just added a plus.
Yeah, I have a +1 there now,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Not working.
Here. Where's it at? Actions?
Skills, no?
Oh, you added to skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
skill coming up for other people, so I figured that was how to do it.
There you go. Just type 1 and miscellaneous is all I did.
Alright. Yeah, it's still showing up as a 0 for me, but oh well. Oh, there it goes. Cool.
Perfect.
All right.
So what are we brewing here? And
We're gonna try and brew up some of those healing potions.
Arrow of the River Lager potions. All right, let's see it. Roll it. This will have an additional 1 added to it based on the kitchen. Oh, look at that. Look at that kid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's this
Yeah.
That's a superior healing potion. It also is going to cost
Alright.
you 25 gold pieces for each one of these that you'll need to mark
Number
0.
2.
Dang, look at this kid.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Brew up some shit. I love it.
So the newfound rookie cook comes in and just starts brewing. He's like fucking Heisenberg back there, just making it. He's a natural. Elisenda is a natural at brewing up the potions. And she brews up a couple of 1 superior healing, 1 greater healing. Pretty good rolls for the elf, despite all her rage. All
just an
right,
elven
so I think that's everybody on the cooking.
Well, Copan, you wanna try and roll up some healing potions? Like
He,
He already
he
tried.
can only do 2 per day.
You can only do so
Yeah.
many per
There's a
day.
limit
Okay.
on the times you can attempt per day of
I'll save them
ladyberry
then.
cooking.
No problem.
So was that 1 ladyberry or 2 that I just used?
That was 3.
3.
1.5
Mm.
on
All
the level 1 recipes. The DM is trying to add as much
Into our resources.
cost resource possible to just to make choices available that make you think. Choices and consequences and positives and negatives.
Consequences for our actions. Hate it.
Well, actually, I think it's the morning. You guys have done your cooking. You're about to head out towards Ticker Hill. We got about 15 minutes of time left, but I think this is a good point to stop. And
Sounds good.
instead of just throwing you out on the road and getting there, you'd probably get there, but yeah, I think we'll just call it the session here. And when we start next week, you guys would head out and see what kind of research can be had at the Wizard's Tower. And I bet you're wondering, Bjorn, what kind of mechanic do I have for potential research? Oh, I got a fucking mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it
So
involve rolling dice?
It'll involve rolling dice and
shit.
seeing what kind of spells you might be able to get out of the library.
Hell yeah.
But you'll have to go and talk to Willem Feathers before that and see what it's going to take to get some eyeballs on those books. So yeah, that's what we'll plan on doing next week.
Cool.
Sounds like a hell of a plan.
Cool.
Yeah.